here in Taylor, Texas. I was in Del Rio, Texas, but they moved me here to Taylor yesterday. This is my first dispatch out here in Taylor. And for those of you who don't know, that is right next to Austin. My crew's been delayed, so I'm waiting on my crew to show up here to the depot, take them where they need to go. This is it. Taylor, Texas Union Pacific Depot. You know, for a suburb town that's right next to Austin, there sure isn't much here. But that's what you get for a suburb town, I guess. Right on the suburb of Austin. There's not much here. I was thinking I'd be in a bigger city when I got here, but no. It's pretty small, actually. Now, Round Rock's pretty big. I've been through Round Rock years ago. Round Rock's definitely bigger than Taylor. I might go through it again someday. One of these days, anyway. There's more to do there than there is here. Oh, man. I don't know what these guys are doing. They've been going back and forth, pulling the train forward, then reversing the train, pulling the train forward, then reversing the train. I guess they were either connecting some cars or disconnecting some cars. I don't know what they were doing. My vehicle's getting dirty. Gotta get it cleaned. It is getting dirty. Alright, here we go again. Oh, this time it's just the engine. Or engines. Yeah, there they go again. They're reversing. Switching tracks. So they were disconnecting some cars, is what they were doing. Maybe reconnecting to a different set of cars, possibly. Ooh. But yeah, as I was saying, I gotta get this cleaned. It's getting dirty, man. Oh. How you doing? Oh, man. You know, when it comes to this job, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. I figured that out when I was in Del Rio. A lot of hurry up and wait. You get the call. Dispatch tells you got to be somewhere at a specific time, most of the time. However, on occasion, it can be exactly that time, but most of the time, you know, you end up having to wait on the crew. Most of the time, you have to wait on the crew. There's always something that holds them up or slows them down. But like I said, however, there is an occasion, once in a while, where everything goes as planned and your crew is right there where you're supposed to be at the time you're supposed to be there. Unfortunately, this is not one of those times. But that's all right. That's all right. Still love what I do. There's talk that I could be here till probably around the first of the year. I was in Del Rio for what was it, 3 weeks? It's about 3 weeks, almost a whole month. I got to Del Rio November 14th, and I didn't leave Del Rio until December 10th, so it was actually almost a whole month. So I'll probably be here to around the first of the year or just after the first of the year. I don't know where they're going to send me after that. I don't know if they're going to keep me here in Texas or if they're going to decide to send me somewhere in the nation. What's pretty cool is when I got here to Taylor, I was actually not the only one this time. When I was in Del Rio, I was the only PTI employee in Del Rio. So I was, or what I mean is, I wasn't the only PTI employee in Del Rio. They, of course, had local employees there, but I was the only OTR CD driver. I was the only OTR CD driver. You know, so it was kind of nice to meet a couple other guys. Rob and John are their names, but it was nice to meet a couple other guys that travel like I do. I'll tell you, in Del Rio, it had its moments, man, where it seemed like time just dragged. But it's different this time. I mean, when I'm at the motel, I actually have somebody to talk to. Somebody I work with to talk to. Well, maybe not exactly work with, but work around anyway. But I like being over the road. I like being a CD driver. I do like being an OTR CD employee rather than being local. We definitely make more money that way. We get per diem, which helps with our necessities every week. We get a weekly per diem. We get guaranteed pay if we don't get work, which is great. And then, of course, we get our hourly wage when we get dispatched out, so, you know, that's great. So we definitely get an income every week. Per diem, guaranteed pay, and our hourly wage. Our per diem comes in every week that we're away from home, so we get that every week. Guaranteed pay comes in when there's no work available, when you're ready to work but there's no work available, or if there's work available but for whatever reason you can't work due to weather hazards or any type of railroad hazards. Anything that may come up, the work may be there, but you're not able to work. The work is there, but you're just not able to work. So that's where the guaranteed pay comes in. And of course you get the hourly wage when you're dispatched out, as I said. But these are the vehicles that the local drivers use. As you can see, this is the company that we work for. Main office is out of Evansville, Indiana. But yeah, these are the vehicles all the local drivers use. So when I say local, I mean, of course, the people that work for the company that live in Taylor. Just like Del Rio had these vans too, for all the local people in Del Rio. They would use these vans as well. So they get dispatched out, they come to the depot, they pick up one of these vans, go wherever they have to go to pick up their crew, take them where they need to go, or do a train assist, which is, a train assist is where you help the crew out, which is basically what you saw just a little bit ago in this video. There was actually more of that going on before I started the video, but usually they're connecting cars, disconnecting cars, or disconnecting cars and reconnecting to a different set of cars. And as I've said before, there's always two in a crew. There's the engineer and the conductor. Engineer stays on the engine at all times, but the conductor is the one on and off the train. So when they're connecting, disconnecting, or disconnecting, reconnecting, the conductor has to jump off the train. He has to check out all the cars. He's the one that guides the engineer to the right place to either disconnect or connect, or disconnect and reconnect. And he's the one that throws the switches to switch tracks from one set of tracks to another set of tracks. So the conductor is the one that does a lot of the grunt work, or that's how I see it. And I'm not saying the engineer's lazy. Don't get me wrong. As I've said before, we all got a job to do. The engineer's job is to pretty much drive the train. He can't jump off the train. How can they move the train if he's off the train? So of course he's got to stay on the train, on the engine. But the conductor is the one that makes sure there's no hazards in the way, make sure everything goes as smooth as possible, no accidents, no problems anywhere. That's his job. That's his job. They work as a team, of course. One can't do the job without the other. It just wouldn't work. Or not safely, anyway. But yeah, us OTR CD employees, we get rentals, so we don't use these vans. We don't ever use these vans. And to be honest with you, I kind of like it that way, because these vans are equipped with interior cameras that pretty much go off anytime you know, you have a problem on the highway. Like, for example, if you have to slam on your brakes, or if you nearly hit something, or anything that may go wrong, the interior camera will go off and record you when that happens. And then it'll send an alert to the local manager. And, you know, the local manager will follow up with you, make sure everything was okay, make sure you're okay, make sure nothing serious happened. Local manager will get an email with the video when the recording goes off. So I would be so nervous driving a vehicle with an interior camera, knowing that any infraction that may happen when you're on the road, which can happen. I mean, there could be somebody that could pull out in front of you. There could be a hazard in the road. If you hit something too hard in the road, like potholes or just anything, you try to avoid it, of course, you know, or at least I do. But anything that the vehicle senses could be a hazard. I say the vehicle as if it's got a mind of its own. Well, practically some vehicles do now. But anything that may go wrong on the road. How you doing, buddy?
Who are you here for?
I'm waiting to pick up a crew to go to Thrall, Thrall.
Okay.
My dispatcher contacted Union Pacific and said that my crew is going to be a little late, so I was supposed to be here at 22:30. 10:30.
What crew are you looking for?
Well, I don't have a train symbol. All I have is trip number 0964. So
That doesn't really help.
yeah.
If you don't have a train or a name or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't. There is no train symbol, but all I know is that my dispatcher contacted Union Pacific because I work with PTI, and my dispatcher said that Union, or I guess, is there a lady named Mary that works in the office?
No, she's a dispatcher. She's
Oh,
on the radio.
oh, okay, Mary. Well, anyway, my dispatcher spoke to Mary. I thought she worked at the depot here,
Yeah.
and said that my crew's just running a little behind. So,
Yeah, no, there's nobody at the depot.
oh, nobody.
I'm the only one here. That's why I thought you were, because we're supposed to get another limo to assist. I thought you were the limo to assist.
Well, they said they would contact me and let me know when my crew got here. I am doing a train assist.
Okay.
That would be me.
Okay. Well, usually they call like 8-hour assist or 10-hour assist. Is that what you are?
I don't know. I know that my trip number is 0964. Do you have any information at all?
No.
Are you going to Thrall? Thrall?
No, I'm just here in the yard. I guess I don't even know who the train is. I wish I could help you.
Yeah, I asked my dispatcher if there was a train symbol, but there is no train symbol.
Yeah, it's always like they're down outside, but I haven't seen anybody go by.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. My dispatch. I spoke to a Jamie and a Jason. I know that don't help you, but they both told me that they would contact me as soon as they were here. Because I can show you the information I wrote down if you want to see it. Hold on a second. Okay, so yeah, this is that's the information I wrote down. That's the only information I got.
It doesn't. I don't know what it means. I know what it means, but I don't. I don't know. I mean, I guess Mary will contact you. I guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Okay.
All right. I love how he helps himself. Just opens my door. Anyway, what was I saying when before he started talking to me? I know I was talking about these vehicles, that these are the local the local vans for the local drivers. I know I was talking about that. I was talking about the cameras, the interior cameras, how these vans can detect any type of hazard on the road. I'd be so nervous, man. Me personally, I'd be on pins and needles driving one of these vehicles, knowing that anything could arise. Somebody could pull out in front of me, and of course I'd have to hit the brakes. Any hazard on the road that I try to avoid, if you jerk the wheel too hard, it picks up, the camera will go off. Hit the brakes too hard, the camera will go off. If you come too close to any, whether it's a moving object or a stationary object, the camera will go off. So pretty much, you know, they say it's for, you know, safety reasons. But really, I believe, everybody has their own opinion, but I believe it's more of an inconvenience, because all it does is just make somebody nervous. I know it would make me nervous. I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have safety features. I'm not saying that, but man, you know, I just wouldn't want the camera to go off because of any hazard that really wasn't my fault, and then I'm put to blame for that. But then again, you know, there's some pros and cons to that, because being in a rental, even though you don't have to worry about stuff like that, you know, there could be a hazard that pops up. There could be a hazard that pops up, that something could go wrong, and I don't have a camera to back me up on it. You know, so there's pros and cons to both ways, you know, whether you got the cameras or not. And maybe in some cases it would be better to have a camera, because it could actually record something that wasn't your fault, and the camera would prove that. So, like I said, it could go either way. Pros and cons to both ways. But that's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. But yeah, I'm here waiting. I'm wondering if this is the crew I was supposed to assist, and my dispatch gave me bad information. I sure hope that's not the case, but if it is, hey, at least I got it on recording that I was here. I got it on recording that I was here, and I was ready to go. Yeah, I did speak to two different people from my dispatch, PTI dispatch, not Union Pacific dispatch. And they both told me, well, I got disconnected through a dispatcher named Jamie. I got disconnected with her when she tried to patch me over to Union Pacific dispatch. Excuse me. I got disconnected with her when she tried to patch me over. So I had called back and then spoke to a Jason, and he's the one that contacted him and spoke to a Mary. I thought he said Mary with the depot here, but I guess there's nobody else here. So it must be Union Pacific dispatch named Mary. And that they would contact me as soon as my crew was here and ready to go. But so far I haven't been contacted. I've only seen this crew working here. That must have been the conductor. As I was saying, the conductor's the one always the one on and off the train. I imagine the engineer's still over there, I'm guessing. But he's using that, what is that, an ATV or a four-wheeler or whatever it is? I don't even know where he parked it now. Or it must still be over there because he walked over here. Okay, so it's still over there somewhere. But I'm wondering if this is the crew that I was supposed to assist. But I am so glad I decided to do this recording because it backs me up. It backs me up that I was here and ready to go. Oh man, I don't have an actual YouTube channel. I do post some of my videos to YouTube, but I don't have an actual YouTube channel, so I don't think they go very far. I definitely don't get very many views. So far, the videos that I have posted, you know, have gotten very few views, and I'm not really doing it for the views. I'm not expecting to get a lot of views out of my videos. I'm doing it for people in my life, you know, who may want to check out what I do, see what I do, since I am away from home for so long. Because, well, I've been away from home since November 14th. As I said, that's when I just got hired. I got hired in early November, and I went out November 14th, left home in San Angelo, Texas, went out to Del Rio, and like I said, I was in Del Rio from November 14th to December 10th, and then I came out here to Taylor. So I've been away from home. That's the main reason why I'm doing these videos. It's not to get a lot of views. It's not to try to become a popular person. I mean, I couldn't become popular just with this line of work. Some people may not even be interested in this kind of stuff, but you know, just for those who are, mainly the people that are in my life who might be interested. But yeah, I personally would, you know, like I said, I know there's pros and cons to both ways, driving either type of vehicle, whether it's a company provided van or a rental. Now the local drivers, they don't have, well, neither one of us have an option. We get what we get, whatever we choose. If you're a OTR CD employee, you'll get a rental, because you do a lot of traveling, you're away from home. We use our rentals for work when we're set at a place, a city, and state. When we're there working, we use our rentals for work. Of course, we use it for our personal use too when we're not on call. Yeah, of course we do, because we don't have any other means of transportation. So it's kind of our personal vehicle and our work vehicle. It's our work vehicle and personal vehicle, either way you want to say it. But the local drivers, when they get dispatched out wherever they may be, because you know, when you're on call, you can be anywhere you want to be. You just got to be ready to go when you do get a call. You know, you can be at home, you can go to a restaurant, you can go to the store, you can do whatever you want when you're on call. We have on-call hours, so my on-call hours in Del Rio, they go by military time. My on-call hours in Del Rio was 1800 to 0600, which is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. My on-call hours here for Taylor are 1600 to 0400, which should be 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. I believe I'm saying that right. Sometimes I have to think about it. I'm not used to military time, but so basically, Del Rio 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., Taylor 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. So I mean, what I'm saying is, when you're on call, you can be anywhere you want to be, just as long as you're within a low amount of a driving distance to get where you need to be when you do get dispatched out. You know that usually you'll pick up at either the depot, or there can be a siding somewhere that you need to pick up at. which we have, or at least my manager in Del Rio sent me a link, and then my manager here, the local manager for Del Rio and the local manager here for Taylor sent me a link. They both did. Sent me some information that will help me find sightings through navigation, because of course you wouldn't know what to put into navigation. I mean, you're not a Union Pacific employee, so you don't know where all these sightings are. You don't know the names. You don't know anything. Our local, or I say local, our dispatch through Evansville, Indiana, can call us and say, okay, yeah, Union Pacific told us that they need to be picked up at such and such sighting, and each sighting has names. Each yard has names. There's a name, or at least a city name. If not a sighting name, it has a city name, which can help you, or somewhat help. I mean, but it doesn't fully help. You can put the name, the city name, into navigation, but it's not going to take you exactly where you need to go. Well, with the link that our managers send us, or at least send me, thank goodness for it, because I'd be lost without it, takes you to exactly the spot where you need to be, or pretty close to it anyway. So you know that when you get there, you just look for a train. Communication, you see people around, you talk to them, they'll help you. They'll usually direct you to the right people you need to get to, or the right exact place you need to be. But the navigation is pretty close. It takes you through the link that each manager had sent me. It's usually pretty close. It takes you pretty close to where you need to be, which thank goodness for that. But sometimes I jump around, so please excuse me when I do that. I was saying, when the local drivers or us drivers, we're at a motel, they're probably at home or wherever they're at, or wherever we're at. We just know to stay pretty close distance where we may need to be. So pretty close distance to the train depot. When we get dispatched out, the local drivers will drive their personal vehicle here to the depot. They'll park their personal vehicle. They'll pick up any one of these vans. It doesn't matter. At least this is how I learned in Del Rio, and I imagine it's the same here in Taylor. They'll grab the keys to any one of these vehicles. It doesn't matter. Each vehicle has a number, identification number, as you can see here. Pretty much like any city-provided vehicle, I guess you could say, or county-provided vehicle, has a personal identification number. So whichever keys they grab, they have a tablet. They have a tablet that they use, which, if you can see here, there's a hat hanging on it, but right underneath that hat is a tablet that they use. They don't fill out paperwork, they use a tablet. We fill out paperwork. As I was showing that gentleman, I got a notebook. See, you can see better here. They use that tablet. So when they log in with their credentials, their personal information, their user ID and password, which we got one too, it'll ask somewhere in that tablet which vehicle they're using, and when it asks that, they'll put down which vehicle they're in. I imagine they got to be correct about it. Of course they do, for whatever reason. If they tried to put in the wrong number or accidentally put in the wrong number, I imagine it would get detected somewhere or another. Especially if somebody else came and got the vehicle that they put down that they're not really in. But yeah. So that's what they do. They'll drive their personal vehicle here. They'll pick up one of these vehicles. They'll put all their information in the tablet. We write down all our information. Like I said, I got a notebook that I use and a binder, as you saw when that gentleman was here asking who I was here for. But and then they close out their trip through the tablet. We close out our trip through Cullen Dispatch. So You know, they don't have to communicate with dispatch too much unless they really have to, unless they're having a problem locating a crew or having a problem completing a trip or whatever it may be, or if they're in an accident, you know, of course they would have to contact dispatch for that and then contact their local manager, as we would have to do the same. We'd have to contact our dispatch and then contact our local manager. But yeah, that's how that works. When I get on a roll, man, my mind goes fast and I start thinking about several different things. And I try to finish each topic that I'm on, but my mind's already on to the next topic, so I start talking about another topic before I even finish the topic I'm on. But yeah, that's how that works. Us CD drivers also have a set manager. So there's a local manager we have to answer to wherever we're what's the word I'm looking for? Wherever we're stationed at, I guess you could say, whichever city and state we're stationed at until they send us somewhere else. We have a set manager that we answer to, which is pretty much the manager that tells us where we need to go next when we finish our time at wherever we may be at. He's the one that will tell us, hey, such and such date, you know, I'll need you to travel to this next city and state or whatever. If it's somewhere real far away, we'll turn in our rental in you know, the local or the closest Enterprise, because they use Enterprise. That's where we get our vehicles from. We have a contract through Enterprise, so all our vehicles come from Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and we'll turn it into the local Enterprise wherever, and we'll jump on a plane and we'll go to a different state if we're going somewhere pretty far away, and then from there we'll pick up a new rental vehicle and use that for the work there. If it's within driving distance, then of course they won't fly us anywhere. We'll just drive there, which this is the same vehicle I used in Del Rio. It's about a 270 mile drive from Del Rio to Taylor. So 3.5, almost 4 hours, between 3.5, 4 hours. So I just drove it. Like I said, I don't know. After this project, I guess you could say, after I'm done being stationed here, I don't know where they're going to send me next. I do have some home time. They say as long as you're out on the road for at least 30 days, you can request some home time. So well, November 14th to December 14th. It is now December 11th, so I'm actually up for home time December 14th, the next few days. But you just got to know that if you go home, you're not being paid. You can go home, take some time off if you want, but you're not being paid for that. It's not like with a regular job. You get vacation time, paid vacation time after so much time. Here you can request time off, but it's not paid. So I'm gonna stick it out a little longer. I do got to be home in January to take care of some important business that I need to take care of. But I don't know how long I'm gonna stay at home. I may take a few days off, maybe a week off, being that I am away from home for a month or longer at a time. I might, but I just got to realize that I'm not being paid for that, so I'm not making any money when I'm at home. But of course, family is important too. As I've always said, family is important. So, even though I'm not being paid, I need to, take time out for family too. Not that I have a big family, I don't, but still the family I got, I care about them, I love them. I love my dad. And I'm going to want to spend some time with him. You know, show that he's still important to me. And I got friends. I got other family I care about too. I want to show, I want to be a good person. I want to be there for them. I want to be there for them like they've tried to be there for me. Trying to think of anything else that I haven't already talked about. So yeah, I'll probably, well, if I'm here till around the first of the year, you know, depending on where exactly else they'd want to send me, if it's somewhere really far away for a long amount of time, I may just take that home time then to take care of the business I need to take care of. Spend I don't know, I'll probably spend about a week at home. You know, I don't think I'd take any longer than that, because then all I'm doing is hurting myself. I'm not making any money that way. But I might spend about a week at home, then let them know I'm ready to go again, and then just you know, either if I don't still have this rental, which I don't think they'd let me keep it on my home time. I wish they would. Be nice. But I don't think they would. I think I'd have to turn it in if I do take home time. So if I do take my home time at home, when I'm ready to go again, they'll either have me pick up another rental in Texas, because I picked this up in San Angelo. I picked it up in San Angelo, drove to Del Rio, and then drove here to Taylor. They'll either, I imagine, have me do the same thing, probably pick up another rental in San Angelo, then go wherever they need me to go in Texas that's within driving distance, or if they want to fly me out of state, I would go to the airport, of course, fly out of state, and then pick up the rental over there. Whatever they decided to do, whether they decide to keep me here in Texas or not, I imagine they would let me know. So we'll see. I hate the fact that I missed Thanksgiving with my family, my friends. Looks like I'm going to miss Christmas too with my family and friends, even though I do get some home time. I can't take it this month, because then I can't take care of the important business that I need to take care of at home in January. If I take my home time anytime after December 14th, which is fine, I can do that. So yeah, I could spend Christmas with them, which is what I'd love to do, but then I would have to wait another 30 days again before I could take home time again. So whenever it restarts again, whenever you take home time, when you go back out, you can't go home again for another 30 days. So I don't want to do it just yet. I mean, I do want to, but I can't, because like I said, I got important business that I do have to take care of at home in January. And I have to be home for that, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately. Not unfortunately. Fortunately, you know, I would be at home, which is great. Yeah, I love to be at home. Love to be with family, of course. Friends. Yes, of course I do. But, you know, I'm not being paid for it. So when I say unfortunately, you know, I can't take it this much. I can't take it this month, unfortunately, because I wouldn't be able to take it when I need to in January, is what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if I said all that right or not, but that's what I'm trying to get at. If I take it this month, I won't be able to take it in January when I need to, when I have to. So unfortunately, I can't be away from home to take care of the business that I need to. So I can be at home for Christmas, you know, like I'd like to be. like I'd like to be. I would, trust me, I would like to be at home for Christmas. I would. I really, really would. I want to, but it just unfortunately not going to work out that way. But because, like I said, the important business that I got to take care of in January, I have to be home for that. I can't be away from home and take care of that business. I have to be at home for that. So that's what I'm trying to get at. But anyway, this video's a little over 50 minutes long now, like going on 51 and a half minutes long. It's like 51 and a half minutes long right now. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video. I'm going to try to contact my dispatch again and see what's going on. Because it's going on an hour, and they say if you haven't found your crew, or if you're still waiting on your crew up to an hour, then you're supposed to contact your dispatch again, get another update. And since nobody's contacted me, I'm going to have to contact them and see what's going on. I appreciate if there is anybody who watches my videos. I appreciate you taking the time, watching them, listening to me. It's nice. Makes me feel like I'm somewhat important. It does make me feel good, I guess. I'm not any more important than anybody else, but I try to be professional, and this is my occupation. I do take pride in it. I really do. I'm proud of the work that I'm doing now. I've had a lot of work, a lot of different kinds of work in my life. But this is one profession, one occupation that I'm proud of for some reason. I take a lot of pride in it. But anyway, with no more further ado, I'm going to go ahead and close this video. I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate anybody who does take the time, watches it, listens to it. Matter of fact, I'm going to switch over so y'all can see me. I don't think in any one of my videos I've ever switched over so y'all could see me. You just heard my voice, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. There we go. Now you can see who you're who's been talking all this time. This is me. Try to get out of the glare of the light so you can get a better glimpse of me. But yeah, this is me. Yeah, once again, I appreciate it. If anybody does take the time, they watch my videos, they listen to my videos, I do appreciate it. Some videos are a little out there. I wanna try to make each video I do as interesting as possible. Like I said, I'm not necessarily doing it for the views, though. I'm really doing it more for family. I got some family that know YouTube but don't know Facebook, so and they don't want to know Facebook for whatever reason. That's fine. So I do it for them, kind of keep track of me a little bit. That's why I'm posting it to YouTube. Maybe someday I'll make a YouTube channel, maybe. But I don't do a lot of videos. I do some, but I don't do a lot. So I don't know if a YouTube channel would necessarily be beneficial to me or not. But maybe I will someday. Maybe I'll do more in the future. Who knows? Maybe I'll come across some really interesting things that I'll want to record. And I'll have some more things to talk about when I'm recording. So, but anyway, again, thank you all for whoever takes the time. I love my family. Love my friends. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Until next time, y'all be safe out there. Have a safe night, or whenever time of day you do watch this, have a safe day. If it's during the day, at night, have a safe night. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, Y'all be safe out there. Over and out.